Good. Hello to Marie Hopkinson. How are you today?
Oh, so fantastic. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, Ruben.
Nice to chat to you again today. So, can you tell me roughly how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
Doing it properly, about 5 years now, I would say. But I've written songs when I was younger. I just never decided I would be a singer-songwriter back then.
Right, you first got into music when you was 4 years old. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
I started the violin when I was 4. I just really wanted to play music. I don't even know why. My mum said I used to just point to it on the TV all the time. And she generously found a place to get lessons, paid an exorbitant amount of money back then to have me and my following siblings all have lessons. And yeah, that's how I got started in music, was just learning the violin.
So, do you have many seasons in Australia, weather-wise?
Oh, heaps. I mean, we have 4 seasons, but they almost blur into each other in a way. I have a friend who comes here from the UK, and it was the middle of winter and he wanted to go to the beach. And I was like, why would you want to go? He's like, oh, it's a lovely warm day. And there was no one in the beach except for him. So it's comparative. What you would consider to be nice and warm, we would say that's cold. So we do have 4 seasons, but it doesn't snow where I live, and it doesn't get that cold. But it does get quite hot.
Right, if you like hot weather.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about seasons? Because I know you release seasons. Your first music that you put out into the world, as they say.
Yeah. So that's the very first song I put out. I was with a band at the time, the Smash Monkeys, and they encouraged me. Actually, they were the people that encouraged me the most to sort of take action on recording the songs. I was doing a few acoustic ones, put them on my Facebook page, and they said, "Oh, why don't you record your songs?" And I was thinking, "Oh, this is going to be." I just had no idea what to do. I thought, how do you go about all of this? It's going to be expensive. All these sort of barriers to entry where you just don't know. And they said, "Oh, look, we know a recording studio that we've used before, and the guy was really good. Why don't you book a time with them?" And so we started practicing these songs, and I booked a 1 day session to go and do these. Like, I had 4 songs actually 5 songs in my mind that I really wanted to do. And I don't know anything about how any of this goes. And I think the producer that I've come to know really well now, he also didn't know that I didn't know what to do, what you do. And I was just like, right, we're booking this studio, we're going to do these songs. So Seasons was one of those songs, right? And it's actually the song that the band loved the most as well. And it is one of my most favorite songs that I've written. Actually, it's just one of those songs that was just sort of came out. And so we recorded the songs, and the producer sent me the 4 songs we'd done on that day. And there was one song we didn't do on that day, and that was the Time in Your Hands song. And I said to him, "Look, we just didn't have time to do everything. Would it be all right if I come back a different time and I just do this one acoustically on my own?" Right, I was just going to go, right, this is just going to be me and my guitar, and I'll just play this on my own. And he was like, "Yeah, you can do that." And so 2 or 3 weeks had gone past since he'd sent back the songs, and I sent them to the band. I said, "Oh, aren't these songs great?" And then I just put it on Spotify. I just put the mix that he'd sent me, not knowing about that it needed to be mastered or anything needed to happen to it. I was just like, "Oh, this sounds fantastic." So that's why I don't promote that song, I guess, too much, because it's not being mastered. I mean, it sounds okay for not being mastered, but it should have been mixed a bit more and mastered and stuff like that. Anyway, so I learned what you have to do, a very quick, steep kind of learning curve. Anyway, so when I went back to the studio to do this Time in Your Hands acoustic song, Rob Agostini, he's the producer that's worked on all my music. He said to me, "What do you want to do with this?" And I said, "Oh, just put it on Spotify like I did with the others." And he said, "What do you mean you put that other one on Spotify?" I said, "Oh, well, that's what I thought I was going to be doing." And he's like, "No, you need to get the master to do all the rest of it." I was like, "Well, it's too late now. That one's already it's already been released." And he's like, "Oh, you need to work on this some more." And that's how we developed this sort of more electronic kind of sound. And then through that process, I kind of just fell in love with making the songs like that. And I just really liked it. And other people like that style. And sorry, that's a very long-winded answer to your question.
So, what was it like going to the when you first went to the recording studio to record? Well, seasons.
Look, that was amazing. It was. I love doing new things. I've realized that in my life. That's why I kind of I'll do this now. I'll do that now. I like enjoy that, and the novelty of it, and not knowing what was going to happen. But also, like we were all just playing everything together, playing and singing along together, and the guys in the band, we just really got along well and played well together. Um, and there was no click track. It was just a live version in the studio in that one sort of take, really. And then there was a few little things that you tidy up, and you might record some harmonies and different things like that over the top. But yeah, look, it was an experience that I have to say changed my life, because it almost just then became addicted to, I want to work on these songs. I want to do this again.
So, can you tell me more about Time in Your Hands? Because you mentioned that one.
Mm. Yeah. So when I wrote that song, I almost wasn't going to put it out because I felt like it was a bit too personal. And you write these things and you think, oh, like I just maybe it's giving too much away, or it just seemed too personal. And I had put several songs out like that, like the Seasons and that one, very close together, and it just took off. People just liked it, and I was really astounded that people were contacting me saying the song made them feel so emotional. Like it just was almost overwhelming, like the amount of stories people emailed me or text me through social media about, one lady said, "Could I use your song at my son's funeral?" And I was just like taken aback. Like, yeah. So I never expected it to be that popular, or especially it's the first song you've really done. Like, got
Got it
lucky.
all, got it all mastered properly.
Yeah. Yes, mastering it properly was a good decision.
I guess that's one thing about music. I guess you never stop learning.
Oh, absolutely. Like you think you know something, but there's a whole industry, and people do say that, oh, this is the music industry. But I'm sure in radio, there's all these things that you don't know until you start doing it. There's all these things in production you don't know. There's all these things, like you might know how to write a song for you, but then what about other ways and other things? And, let alone, I don't know, just there's so many, yeah, amazing things to learn.
Never stop learning, whatever we do. So, can you tell me more about your acoustic EP? Because I know you released an acoustic EP.
Yeah. So that on that acoustic EP is the original Time in Your Hands recording that I did at the studio, the one I did first off. And that's all I thought the song was going to be. And I was like, and then I was like, well, if I'm going to do several, book a session time here, I'll do some others. So I'd written some other songs, and we recorded them, I think, around the same time or at that time. And then because the fan base was sort of growing, I was like, okay, I've got to give people something here before I get to an album. So I'll make an acoustic EP, and that's the kind of stuff that I would play if I went to a cafe or before COVID, I used to do a lot of those sort of gigs where I would just be in a quiet-ish kind of space and just test my songs out literally on the little crowd that was there, peacefully having their dinner. So see if people like these songs, see what they sound like when you play them live. And that's what's on that acoustic EP. Yeah.
So, could you tell me more about the world still needs you?
Oh yeah. So that is I just recently did a remix of that song. So I think the first version of that, the original, was a couple of years ago. And again, people really received that well. They really liked that. And in my job, the job that's not the music job, the job that pays for the music, I help people in a one-on-one way, right? And people often tell me stuff that's quite intense, like they're going through, really dark times, difficult stuff. And it was a little bit like that. It was just listening to a guy's story that, you do everything you can within the means that you've got to do for somebody. And even if you're listening to a friend, and then you're just left with this feeling of like, well, I wish there was something else I could do or something else I could say to you. And that's kind of what that song was, a little bit like that. It was a little bit like, um, I think there's definitely, I see this a lot in my, I don't know, my life, that a lot of men feel really lost and a bit left out and a bit, um, where's my place in the world? We've got AI coming, and that's kind of causing lots of people, men and women, to feel that sense of who am I now that all this stuff in the world is changing. And it's a little bit like that. It's like saying, hey, you've still got something inside you that's meant to be just uniquely you. And no robot, like robots can do what you can do. Well, I'm sure they'll be able to, but they can't be you. They don't have your exact makeup, your gifts, your talents, who you exactly are. That's the message of that song, right? And like you can get AIs to write you an email, but they'll never be you. They'll never be your exact voice. And sometimes, they do it better than you think. It's better than what you think you can do. And if writing emails is not your sweet spot, great. Use AI to write your emails. But I find that there's something, what I want to say in that song is there's something unique that you've got, and that, none of this stuff is going to take that place of that.
Come back to AI towards the end of this interview. So, what was it like to put together your debut EP called Tear Out Your Heart?
Oh, yeah, that was another good process. Another good learning
album,
curve.
not EP.
Yeah, so that was an album. And I was kind of busting a gut to do that. That's a very Australian saying, busting a gut. I was really wanting to put that album out. And I've been working with a marketing mentor for many years, Rob McLeod, and he's been very, very, very helpful to me. And he said, no, you can't, don't do it now. Don't do it now. And I would have released an album, it just whimsically with no preparation. And so that took a lot more preparation. Like, the songwriting for me is the easiest part. I can write a song, like, I usually write a song the night before I go to the studio. That's just the process that I have. Right? And then working on the song, as long as I've got someone else to help me with that. And then I let Rob, the producer, do all producing of it, and I don't have to get too involved in that. Although I've started to learn how to use Logic and do my own bits and pieces. But all the other stuff, to release an album was another learning curve. Like, what do you need to do? There's a lot to be done.
Hopefully you got it mastered. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah, the mastering definitely was done. And going back to that other song, the World Still Needs You, I meant to say that we have just released that remix, and I did get that one mastered at Abbey Road Studios, just as something even better. Keep the good mastering going.
Yeah, but the Beatles done most of their
exactly.
Beatles done most of their music there at Abbey Road. So,
Yeah.
Can you say more about "Stay Dangerous"?
Okay, that's actually my favorite song at the moment. Out of all the songs I've written, that's my favorite. When you work on a song a long time, which you have to when you're writing these, and especially you're making social media content, you listen to your own song a bazillion times. I can still listen to that song. It comes up on my own Spotify, and I'm like, I'll still listen to it. Not that and it's like a song I wrote for myself to remind myself, you are powerful and you are strong, and no matter what any forces in the world, like, it can be your own family. I'm lucky I don't have family like that, but I know people do have family where they feel like it's a battle in their life. It could be the government, it could be like changes around you, it could be all kinds of stuff, and it's like, you're powerful and you're strong. And there's a lot of hidden messages in that song. If people actually listen to it, they can take of it what they will. And just saying, it was almost a little bit the way the thing I got the idea for the song, because usually this is what happens for me. I'll just get a one idea. When COVID happened, I used to hate the phrase "stay safe." I used to hate it. I used to hear lots of people say it, and that's the first thing that happened in Australia. Oh, stay safe, stay safe. I'm like, I'm already safe. Like, you're implying that I'm not safe by saying stay safe. And I know people do it as a kindness, and they're mean well doing it. But then I was like, hang on a minute, why don't I just stay dangerous? Like the virus should be watching out for me. Like, that kind of concept. It's like a bit like not so much like virus, but the world should be watching out for you. You should be so powerful that you're a force to be reckoned with. That's what that song is about. Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about Message in a Bottle?
Okay. Message in a bottle. That's a, a friend of mine ended his own life, and that's kind of how I wrote that song. Um, I wasn't expecting that to happen, and I wasn't that close with him either. But we were close for a while, and he actually moved to the UK to do work. And he really, really struggled in COVID because there was big lockdowns there, and he couldn't work in his profession and things like that. And he reached out to me a few months before, and we had a chat. It was so random, and everything seemed good, everything seemed fine. And then I just heard from his wife that he'd separated from at that time, that had happened, and it just gutted me. And sometimes, like, I have found that songwriting helps me process through the stuff I have to go through. And again, similar to that other song where I was saying, I wish there was stuff I could have said. This is what that song was. And it was like, I know there's other people in the world. This is one of the biggest issues that we face in society. I know there's other people that this song's going to resonate with. So it was like a cathartic thing for me to get that message out, but also to say, well, look, if this could, I don't want to big note it to say it could save someone. I wouldn't say that. But if this could help someone else feel like take a step away from that then the song has kind of done its job.
So, tell me more about Hidden Layer.
Okay, Hidden Layer. That's the song about AI. What is the line in that song that was like, so the start of the song says, in the hidden layer, eyes that see exactly. And it's like, how the internet sort of came, and you're probably similar generation to me, right? Gen X, where I remember getting on the dial up, coming home from school, on the dodo. We had a dodgy internet provider called Dodo, right? And your mum would be sort of wanting to make a phone call, and you'd have to, only one person could be on the computer at any one time. Only, you'd either be on the phone, or you couldn't be on the internet for too long because you'd be tying up the phone line and all that. But you were racing to get on it, right? And it was like so new and so exciting. And it's like that was like level one. And no one thought at that time it was, well, the people who created it probably did, but now it's like level 100,000 from that, right? Where these eyes are watching you all the time. You're never alone from your phone. You're never alone from like, it's just around you and it's all over you. And it's getting up in your personal space. Yeah, I think that, and the hidden layers, like the excitement of AI and the fear of AI, and not just AI, but social media, the internet, what everything is becoming, Internet of Things, all that sort of stuff, all lumped in together. Like, I find that stuff exciting, but at the same time, it's freaky and it's scary, and it's like, where is this going? So that's the song Hidden Layer.
So, do you think that AI will spoil the music industry in years to come? As a singer songwriter yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I think about this a lot, and I was saying this to someone recently about when AI came out for most people to be able to use. That's when ChatGPT came on the scene. Like, that was literally 2 years ago, right? January 2 years ago. I can remember thinking, wow, this can write an email for me. I thought, well, AI, that's what we thought AI was. It's not, it can help you write a song, but it's not going to replace singers. Like, I'm safe now. The singers are better. Like, there's that AI, recently a song just went number one on a Billboard chart. It's fully AI song, right? And people enjoy that. People like, that. So I don't know, but it may replace a lot of things in the music industry where people were getting money from it, and it's certainly going to be a challenge for people. It's already an industry where it's very hard to make a living, but I wonder whether it will enable people who want to make songs or want to do some kind of music to do something they couldn't before. For instance, like if you don't have much money to hire musicians to come and do a session and write a song, you could actually orchestrate all that stuff using AI now and have some kind of product that you could make. Now, can you make money from that? Is it going to take away people's livelihoods? It probably will. But at that point, there'll be a lot of people's livelihoods being taken away, not just musicians and singers and songwriters, right? And the thing is, it's here, so you can't stop it. Like, we're not going to stop it now. I'm not saying I'm for it, but it's here. You just have to face the reality and just kind of work with it the best as you can.
As we're in the Christmas season now, so can you tell me more about your latest Christmas single, was released on Friday, the 19th of December, called This Christmas?
Yeah. Okay. So this Christmas is a song for people that are single on Christmas. So you find yourself alone on Christmas, and this has been my reality for many, many years. I'm just one of these people that seems to be a single person. It's not that I have to be a single person, but I just am. And especially people that love to have relationships, and then they found themselves alone. This is a song for you. If you've been dumped right before Christmas, it really sucks. And it's that time where it just feels like it hits you so much harder at that time. So literally that's what the song is. And it's got a groovy kind of a dance vibe to it, but it's actually quite a sad song if you really listen to the lyrics of it.
So are you working on any new music in the near future?
Oh yeah, I have to write a song. I have to write a song for a studio session I booked next week, for next year. So I've started to plan my year out next year because I want to release another album, which I'm working on. And I have written all those songs, but I need to kind of make sure I've got songs to release. And I was like, oh, I'm running out of songs. I better write another one. So I will be writing a song tonight. That's the plan, or sometime between now and next week. What I've realized is if I put the pressure on myself, I can just write a song. So I usually book a studio session for a song I haven't written, and then the producer Rob knows about that now. But at the start he was like, "When did you write this?" Like, "Oh, last night." He was like, "What?" I was like, "I wrote this last night." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then the next week I'd come in with a different song, and he'd be like, "When did you write this?" Like, "Oh, last night." So I just know I can't do it. Yeah, sorry.
So what's it like to be an independent artist for you in the world that we live in with this AI technology?
I think it's exciting. Look, there's all these things, that doom and gloom aspect that we talked about before, but there's so many opportunities for people. There's like, you don't know what it used to be like for people, for me, right? Because this is all I've ever, especially with social media. Like, there's not that many gatekeepers. I can go direct to people. I don't have to be with a label. I don't have to have someone, and that's why I don't want to be on a label, because I don't want someone telling me what to do. I don't think a label would let me write the songs that I write, and I want the freedom. I can't imagine anything sacrificing the freedom, and I don't think I'd enjoy it if it was just like, I don't know, I didn't have that freedom to think a song I write might not get out there. So I love that. I love that aspect, but it's also a massive amount of work all the time. I probably spend 3 to 4 times more time and work on the social media of music. And some of that you enjoy, but some of it is just a job that it has to be done. And it's just the reality of it. And it's like, but at the same time, if you don't do that, no one's ever going to hear these songs that you've written. And when I get a message back from someone that says this song helped me, recently, a guy found me on TikTok, and then you can tell that they're a super fan because they find you there, they send you a few messages, then he's gone on to this and he's gone on to that, he's gone onto YouTube, and boom, 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 comment. And I'm like this, and he said, the song really helped me. This is a great song. It's my number one song now. And it was The World Still Needs You. And to me, I'm like, okay, that's great. That message is reaching people. That's what it's about. So you just have to suck it up, Marie, and do the work that needs to be done to get the message out there.
So finally, can you tell me, listeners, where can I find you on your social media?
Yeah, so just my name, Marie Hopkinson. I think Instagram is Marie Hopkinson Music, and Facebook is just Marie Hopkinson, Marie. YouTube, the same, Marie Hopkinson Music. If people send me a message, I'll reply to you, as long as it's not something weird. I'll reply. Yeah, and I enjoy connecting with fans. I enjoy having a chat, and yeah,
Thank you. Let me chat to you again today.
awesome. Thank you so much for what you do. It's really great that you support independent music, and I really appreciate it. I have a lot of fans out in the UK, and they will love to hear this. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas. Definitely. Enjoy the Christmas season.
Goodbye.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Ruben.
Goodbye.
Bye.